बेटी है तो रौनक है, तू बहना है तो शफकत है, तू बीवी है तो चाहत है, और अगर तू माँ है तो जन्नत है. How true is this? Because it's the women that form half the society and nurture the other half. Happy Women's Day, everyone. And on this special occasion of International Women's Day, here I have with us Ms. Charu Yadav, a passionate educator and the principal of the prestigious Delhi Public School, ETA. Welcome to the talk show.
Thank you, Garima. Thank you so much. And I just love the lines that you spoke in the beginning. Beautiful lines. Indeed, this world would be lifeless without women. I believe it would be so boring because I think it's the women who bring that charm and love and share and care and all those positive things in this world and make it even more beautiful.
Exactly. But you know what, Charu? Whenever we celebrate Women's Day and the emphasis is on women empowerment, what thought always springs to my mind is that at one side, we have these technological advancements and humans are trying to inhabit Mars. Whereas back on Earth, we are talking about empowering half of the society, empowering our women. Doesn't it sound ironical? Wherein in all these advancements, these women have played a major role, and yet we need to empower them. So, what do you think? Where does this problem lie?
Yeah, I quite agree with you, Garima. Because when we have actually advanced so much and we are still discussing this discrimination, that itself is an indication that we are somewhere lagging behind. And talking about the root cause, if I think of it, I think it goes back to the early upbringing of a child. When a girl is raised and when a boy is raised, early on, there is a discrimination in the upbringing that is given to them. If you refer to the childhood days, girls, they are expected to take care and help the mothers in the kitchen, whereas boys are allowed to go out and play in the grounds late in the evening. So the mother herself discriminate in the early phase, and that conditioning goes on till they grow up and become young, and later on after marriage also it continues. So I think it is the fault that lies in the upbringing that we give to our children.
Exactly, because we stereotype even the games that dolls are for girls and cars and everything boys have to play. So somewhere, yes, we need to
Absolutely.
think of as a society.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
However, there is a shift, there's a change these days, and ladies are realizing this, and now we can see that if boys they pick up kitchen set to play, so nowadays aware parents might not mind it, but back in those days it was something unacceptable that if a boy would play with dolls or with play with a kitchen set, that was something undesirable. So we have somewhere stereotyped girls and boys and defined those gender specific roles, and that becomes
Exactly.
toxic.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when the moms at home are doing this. So somewhere you're trying to tell that we women are responsible for promoting this patriarchism in the society. Somewhere we are
Yeah,
playing some role, maybe 20,
yes,
30%, but yes, we are.
we will have to admit to this that we are responsible in a way in strengthening this patriarchal system that was already existing in our society. Because if we look at it, I think it is in our capacity to eradicate this problem from the society. But we have never given it a thought like that, and we don't look at it that way. So I think it's high time that we must, instead of just blaming or pointing fingers at others and saying that this is responsible, the men are responsible, and getting into all these, I think we too need to introspect that how come are we actually creating that safe space for girl children to grow up confident? Are we giving them equal opportunity? When it comes to even providing those nutritious meal, I think we have been fortunate that we have not been raised like this, but there are families where if there is a glass of milk and there are 3 glasses of milk, then probably 1 will be given to the girl child and 2 will be given to the male child, because they believe that male child deserve a more nutritious meal than girl. We don't come from that kind of family, but there are families where this kind of discrimination exists.
Exactly.
And also we know that the nature demands a lot from females, and I think the health of females should be given more priority than anyone else.
Exactly,
Else's.
because it is
Because,
the women that bring life, right? We
exactly.
create life.
And if you look at the women in the rural background, they don't get that nutritious meal. They are not given that nutritious meal. So their health is undermined. I think so. All these problems, they do exist, and we do have a role as women, as when we become mothers-in-law or as mothers also even. I think a lot of responsibility lies on our shoulders.
Exactly. So basically, we should empower each other. Only then we can expect any change in the society, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
It's
when
all
you
about
mentioned,
lifting other women.
right. And when you mentioned that we shouldn't be pointing fingers at men, I somewhere agree with you, because there are times wherein both the partners are working, but when it comes to finances, it's somewhere becomes that stereotype that it will be the man in the family who will look after the finances. Even you are earning, but the savings and everything will be looked after by your husband. Somewhere that is also the problem, I think. We are
That
complacent at times that okay, I am doing few job at home, so at workplace I'm working, at home I'm working, so maybe the finances, it's your responsibility. So somewhere even that awareness needs to be done, because there are times where it might happen that an unfortunate event wherein a husband something happens and then you are left in a lurch. What do you do? Because you are
absolutely,
not
absolutely.
aware of finances, right? So what do you think about it?
So, like just now you mentioned this, that reminded me of that movie. Have you watched that movie Key and Car, which
Sorry,
stars
I haven't. Okay.
Kareena Kapoor and Arjun? I
Okay.
think Arjun is. So there is a role reversal in that movie. Like Kareena is shown as a very ambitious girl. She has a lot of. She wants to achieve a lot in her life, in a professional life. And Arjun is a very homely type of a boy, and he wants to stay at home and take care of the household chores. And this is something, initially there was this resistance to accept this. So this movie was way ahead. And
Of
I
its
think
time,
it
yeah.
sets the message that we, like if a boy wants to become replace that role of housewife, so do we accept it as a society? Are we open to that kind of thought? That if a woman is ambitious and wants to go out and earn, and the man of the house wants to stay in the house and take care of children, are we open as a society for that kind of thought? So that movie is quite progressive that way. And I believe, yes, we have to think on all these points, that
Exactly.
why to only stereotype these roles,
You're
gender
right.
specific roles.
Because when we see a man doing household chores or taking care of the kids, the praises that he garners are much more than when the same role is done by the lady. I mean, otherwise the work is same. So the praises should be
Exactly.
equal, but it isn't. And that
So
reminds
that
me,
that
yeah.
yeah, please continue.
No, that reminds me about the salary disparity too. Because recently it has been in
Absolutely.
the news all over that this education industry or maybe entertainment industry, Hollywood or Bollywood, for the same amount of work done, these female actors are not paid the amounts that their co-actors are paid. So why do you think why
Absolutely.
it is like this?
So that is again an indication of gender inequality that exists, and that's why the disparity in terms of salary as well. at workplace also we see for the same amount of work, we are more ready to pay males a particular amount of salary, whereas when it comes to female, we are a little hesitant. So that is something we need to address. So I make it a point as a leader that whenever such kind of cases come before me, I always make it a point to give equal opportunity irrespective of the gender. And also we need to consider, I think, the domestic responsibilities that they have to shoulder, be it maternity leave, or if a family member is ill or something of that sort, they're going through their periods. So I think we need to consider all these points as well as a leader, those who are in that leadership position, to consider all these issues related to women so that we create a better and safer environment for women at workplace. So I think
Exactly.
this also needs to be addressed. And that's why, you just now mentioned that in entertainment industry, they have themselves admitted this, Priyanka Chopra and Kareena and other heroines, that it was difficult coming to Kangana. It was difficult. They were not accepted in the industry earlier because these Khans only dominated the entire Bollywood industry. And it's only when they made it a point, they proved their mettle that yes, we are good enough and we deserve equal pay. So I think it goes back to, like, you have to ask for what you deserve. You have to speak up. Unless and until you speak up, you won't be heard. So I think it's high time that we must have a voice and we must express ourselves and ask for what we deserve. It's
Exactly.
only then it's going to change a scenario in the society.
Right. So somewhere in all this, what I think you're trying to say is that we have to have a firm stand. We should be financially independent. We should be bold and
Absolutely.
firm. Whatever decisions we have made, we should convey it, put it in words. Only then can we bring
Absolutely.
some changes. And as a women, we should empower other women, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you actually just refer to this example of Malala Yousafzai, this girl, how did she became a prominent name? Because she spoke her story, she shared her story. So it's so important for all the girls and women to speak what they're going through, whatever harassment or injustice they're facing. Unless and until they speak about it, the world won't come to know. And unless and until we come to know about the hardship that they're facing, I don't think there can be any change in the society. So it's so important to speak up first. And also it's important for us women, and even for that matter, men, to listen to the stories of all these women, what they have to say. I think we need to lend a listening ear to their stories so that we can come to arrive to some solution to these problems, I
Right,
think.
right. So any final words from you, Charu?
Final word. Well, I just want to thank all the incredible women, those who are there in my circle, who I know, and all those beautiful, incredible women in the SAG family also, for bringing that love and care and share and bringing all that is beautiful in my life. So I want to thank all of them from the bottom of my heart. I've received a beautiful WhatsApp forward today, and it's related to Women's Day itself. And I think I need to share with you and everyone, those who are watching the program. Should I?
Yeah, yeah, sure. We would love to hear it.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm sure it's in Hindi. Okay, it goes like, महिलाएं सिर्फ शक्ल और जिस्म से ही खूबसूरत नहीं होती, बल्कि वो इसलिए भी खूबसूरत होती हैं क्योंकि प्यार में ठुकराने के बाद भी किसी लड़के पर तेजाब नहीं फेंकती। उनकी वजह से कोई लड़का दहेज में प्रताड़ित होकर फांसी नहीं लगाता। वो इसलिए भी खूबसूरत होती हैं कि उनकी वजह से किसी लड़के को रास्ता नहीं बदलना पड़ता। वो राह चलते लड़कों पर अभद्र टिप्पणियां नहीं करती। वो इसलिए भी खूबसूरत होती हैं कि देर से घर आने वाले पति पर शक नहीं करती, बल्कि फिक्र करती हैं। वो छोटी-छोटी बातों पर गुस्सा नहीं करती, सामान नहीं पटकती, हाथ नहीं उठाती, बल्कि पार्टनर को समझाने की भरपूर कोशिश करती हैं। वो जुर्म सहकर भी रिश्ते सिर्फ इसलिए निभा जाती हैं क्योंकि वो अपने बूढ़े माँ-बाप का दिल नहीं तोड़ना चाहती। वो हालात से समझौता इसलिए भी कर जाती हैं क्योंकि उन्हें अपने बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य की फ़िक्र होती है। वो रिश्तों में जीना चाहती हैं, रिश्ते निभाना चाहती हैं, रिश्तों को अपनाना चाहती हैं, दिलों को जीतना चाहती हैं, प्यार पाना चाहती हैं, प्यार देना चाहती हैं, हमसफ़र, हम कदम बनाना चाहती हैं। So when I read this WhatsApp forward, I was thinking that at times we consider women as weak just because they sacrifice or they make certain adjustments and they bear a lot of injustice also in a relationship. But that is also their strength because it is not easy at times to even adjust. Adjustment also is an indication of strength. When
Exactly.
you are not able to adjust means you are rigid, you are not flexible. So I think that is also again a great indication of their strength that they're born with. So I think so it kind of touched me. I thought of sharing with you.
No, it was
So that's about
beautifully crafted lines. And yes, as you said, it is a matter of strength because Hindi में कहते हैं सहन शक्ति. It's a shakti,
exactly,
सहने की शक्ति,
exactly,
which
exactly.
not everyone
So
has. So they should be proud of it.
absolutely. Sahan Shakti itself conveys everything that it is a Shakti, it is a power, and that's why tolerance is a power. It's a skill, it's a power. Very well said.
Thank you so much, Charu, for sharing these wonderful thoughts and this beautifully crafted poem. So leaving you all
Thank you,
pondering
Garima.
on all that Charu has shared, this is Garima signing off for now. See you in the next episode.